Thank you. Thank you for having me in this space and sharing some of this information. I want to share about the Vision Act. Like so many of our brothers and sisters, when we completely serve our time, uh, the state punishes by giving us to the government for the ICE agents for deportation, and that's double punishment. So, what Vision Act wants to do is stop all CDCR and local jails from contacting ICE or even helping them with release dates or names of immigrants that are paroling, uh, because if you're detained, you lose a lot of your civil rights. But if you're let out to the street, because they could still come and get you on the street, but if you're out here in the free world with community, you retain a lot of your civil rights, where um, you could have an opportunity to fight your deportation order better. Um, right now there's a lot of big counties that do not work with ICE, like California. I mean, not California. Los Angeles, San Francisco, Contra Costa, Humboldt. They refuse to give ICE any information or even let them into the county jail. And there's nothing in CDCR or law that says CDCR have to cooperate with ICE and help them, literally help them hold us extra days after our parole date, just so they could arrange a pickup from the prisons. But they do it as a professional courtesy. So Vision Act would put into law and stop this practice of continue trauma, continue punishment to our community members. Um, like Lamb, if Vision Act was passed during his parole, he would never spend that, what, 6 months in an ICE detention center, where the Los Angeles sheriff stopped cooperating with him because they saw how horrific the detention center was, and that's coming from a big county jail in Los Angeles that's not so great at all. He saw that the detention center in Adelanto was so bad that he couldn't continue cooperating with them and sending people to detention center. And uh the Vision Act, we are on the assembly floor now. We went through all the appropriate without no carve outs. Tomorrow we'll be having a rally on the south step of Sacramento to present the support letters and organizational support to the assembly members on the floor. We're having former incarcerated people and people that are in danger of ICE detention, like Lam and myself, speak, and we're having a lot of sign on by a few assembly members that want to speak in support of the Vision Act. So the Vision Act will also stop parole from informing ICE where we live at in transition. Like our brother Aladdin was released without an ICE detention, but parole informed ICE where he lived at in a transition, and now he's being deported to the Philippines. So Vision Act would help stop any interaction cooperation by law enforcement in California from giving information or any assistance with immigration issues. And a little bit about Lamb. I known him for like 5 or 6 years there. Um, he worked hard. Like a lot of people don't understand that, how hard it is to gain parole. You can't just walk in there and say, I want parole. I mean, it was even difficult for Lamb because the language barriers and the understanding of what things mean, and he struggled for many years. I seen him struggle and try to prove to the parole board and show him how he's changed. When I remember the day that he came back and he said, I got a date. I gave him a hug on the stairs, and he looked surprised himself that somehow, some blessing, he received a date. And Lamb is one of of people that we need to really support, because the system don't recognize immigration, especially in Lamb's part with parole, because the language barrier and the understanding the culture, they don't recognize that. Either you understand our ways and or not, and that's how we're going to choose your freedom. So Lamb struggled a lot, and he fought, and he gained and earned his freedom. They didn't give it to him; he earned it. Thank you.